Hey everybody, welcome back to Beyond the Beat. My name is Dave McKenzie. This is Beyond the Beat Radio. Our mandate is to basically share really cool Canadian artists with you, great bands and great musicians, people that are doing cool things that we discover within our community and outside of it. And we want to bring them to you and make sure that they're heard, because that's a big part of what the school stands for. Definitely hit the subscribe button, hit the like button if you like this, and share it with your friends. We're just trying to grow and we're trying to do something cool. And if you have any feedback or you'd like to see us do anything or maybe interview someone, then let us know. The first bit that I'm going to do on the radio show today is I'm going to share an interview that I did with Callum Maudsley, who is a former student here. He's a gigging musician, a touring musician. He's signed to Warner Canada. He plays with all kinds of fantastic artists, Johnny Orlando, Scott Hellman, and many, many more. And he's got his own thing on the go, and he's a sweet and wonderful person. So I'm just so excited to share this little interview with you. So I'm just going to start that right now. And so sit back, enjoy it. This is Callum Maudsley sitting down with me. We sat down Wednesday evening and had a heart-to-heart and sort of a reunion. So hope you guys like this. And leave your comments below. Hit the subscribe button, guys. All right, cool. Let's do it. Everybody, I'm back here for another Beyond the Beat interview, and I'm really excited to have really a great old friend in for an interview. That's what this is. This is an interview with Callum Maudsley. So, hey, Callum.
Hello.
How's it going, buddy?
I'm good, man. It's cool to be back in here.
It's
like
cool.
We were chatting before. It seems smaller than I remember.
Yeah, the Yellow Submarine is a little smaller than you remember it, eh?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't know. I think it must have been like a year ago. That maybe even longer.
Oh no,
years?
this is 2 or 3 years.
Jeez. Yeah, probably two or
it's
three
2 or
years.
3. It's probably 3.
3?
It has to be.
Yeah. So I was a little bit smaller.
Yeah, a little bit smaller, and
didn't know as many things.
Yeah.
Don't know anything really now, but yeah, man, it's cool to be back.
It's great to have you back.
Yeah.
So, what's going on in your music life? How's life during a pandemic as a musician, as a working musician?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think lots has happened since I last saw you. Like I've done a lot of touring, and that was great, but obviously can't do that now. So I've just been in my I live with actually an artist that I play with, and then another artist that I love, and we live together in a house, and we just make music all day. So we do a lot of writing and recording, and I think I have been honing in like the songwriting aspect of things more than I normally would have.
Beautiful.
Because I didn't really get a chance to do as much of that as I'd like to on the road. So just doing things that I'm not usually able to do. So it's been nice.
Yeah.
It's been enjoyable.
Are you just is it like a sort of, you're just in an experimenting phase right now, or is it something, are you working really systematically towards like putting something out? What is it?
I think I'm just working towards being like more creative with other people. I don't know if I'm working on my own thing. Maybe at some point, maybe I'm slowly working towards that. But right now I'm kind of just working on being like a collaborator and like making things. So I think that's, I think I got that from playing live, and I still love doing that. But I'm definitely trying to get closer to like making things, like creating an album with somebody, or working on a live show, like musical directing that, or whatever it is, producing, helping co-produce.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm experimenting with all that stuff, but I think at some point I'll work on my own thing, and I just love working with other people. So
it's the best thing.
It's the best. It's much better than working alone.
Yeah.
I would say.
It's music. Music is something you do with other people.
Exactly, yeah. It's
like you can practice alone, but it's like the art form is generally with other people.
Right, yeah, and it's better that way. I used to think that I could just do all these things, and I could, but it just wasn't as good as doing it with somebody else that I like looked up to or worked with or liked their art or whatever. Like, it's just better to do it with. And if you can get 4 people together, it's even better, so...
Well, you can get excited about what you're working on together. You can hear it back and get have that shared experience. Right?
Absolutely. Or your friend will hear something or tell you that something you're doing is actually good when you think it's not. And you're like, oh, that is okay.
Yeah.
You know, where normally if you're alone in a room, you'd be like, oh, this sucks.
You can overthink it.
Yeah, exactly. And
right?
then you don't get anything done because you're like, I suck.
Yeah, I got to try that part again.
Yeah,
and
that's a lot of
stuck in a rut.
Yeah, so it's nice to work with people. And yeah, that's what's been good during the pandemic. Like living with those roommates has been sweet because we all work together on stuff and dream up things for when we can get back to it. So it's been nice to have that.
It's amazing, man.
Yeah.
So what are you discovering with your songwriting? Like, give us some nuggets. What's a secret to freeing up?
Secret? I don't know.
Well, like, is it hard? Like, is it easy, or do you have to get psyched up, like, emotionally to do it? Well, how do you do it?
Right. Yeah. I mean, it depends on who I'm writing with, but I mean, I was writing with my friend Scott yesterday, actually, and he looked at me and he was like, "Do you think people spend this much time writing songs?" Like, we had been working since like 10 a.m. and it was like getting to close to 6, and I was like, "Yeah, I think so. I think it just takes a lot of time."
Mm-hmm.
And I think I don't know if that's the secret, but like I think just if you just keep going at it, you'll get something at some point. And I think that's the thing that maybe deterred me at first from it, is it's really hard to get something that you like. But I find if you just keep on digging for it, you'll get something that is exciting. And then once you get that, the next time you're writing, you're like, oh, okay, I've got that fire to do it because I came up with something that was kind of cool last time.
Yeah.
So just chasing that feeling is good, and to follow that. So I guess that would be something I've learned. Don't give up on it, because you'll usually get something that you like.
Yeah.
If you just keep going.
Do you start generally with words or with music?
It depends. I mean, sometimes, it depends on what I'm writing too. Like I've been writing some country stuff with some friends, and that usually is based on titles. So like a concept that's very clear, and then we'll go off that title and then write that song lyrically, have some chords or whatever, but it doesn't really matter as much about that. But I don't know. I think I like to start with little ideas, like production ideas. I've been doing that a lot lately. Like I've got a folder of just beats that I like, and when I'm not feeling super inspired, I'll go into it and break out something, and then if I'm feeling it, then I'll try to write something to that.
Just like write some music on your guitar and.
I'd say I'm inclined to starting with music.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of where everything started for me is on the guitar. So yeah, I think the more I can start with like a musical thing, it usually gets me excited. It depends though. If there's a really good title that somebody has, or that's just equally as exciting too.
Yeah. Really cool.
Yeah, man.
What do you think? What are you thinking about with the lyrics and with the songs? Like, is it anything? Like, what do you think is right now in your life? What do you think is one of the coolest songs you've heard in terms of a well-written song? Like,
ooh,
you know.
Yeah, I would actually say there's this song called Paradise by Maudsley. Super pop, but it's like every part of the song is like a chorus. It's like every part is so memorable and so fun and so easy to sing. Yeah. And the production is just feels so good. It feels like you're like flying. And I can't stop listening to that. I think it's like the perfect pop song. So that's something that I'm super into lately. But also, I don't know, I've been listening to a lot of the 1975. Yeah. I think they're super
Jordan
cool.
Brown will be happy to hear that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if she's listening to them as much anymore, but she loved them for a while.
Yeah, I think they're so cool because they're like everything they do is so cohesive, like as a band. Like the way that their songs sound and the way that their show looks, the way that their merch is, the way that everything that they do, the way that they dress. Yeah. It all makes sense. Yeah. And that's hard to find. So I don't know. I think they're super cool. I think their live show is one of the best live shows I've ever seen.
Amazing.
They're so good. Yeah. It's so exciting. Yeah, it's funny. That's funny about that band is I was in London, England, and I was like trying to talk to people about the 1975 that were because they're from like, I think they're from outside of London or something, but I was trying to talk to all these people from London, England about how cool the 1975 are, and they all hate the 1975. No. It's like how we hate Nickelback, they hate the 1975. And I was like trying to like relate to them, and they're like, nah, fuck them, man. I was like, oh, well, okay.
Well, I guess we've inherited that from them, and there's where we get our self-deprecating music love.
Yeah, right. Like, yeah, it's funny. I was so surprised. I mean, I get it. We do the same thing. But.
Well, and you know, That's what it is. I've heard really good things about Nickelback. You know, it's I've never been like deep into it or anything, but I've heard of like, you know, stories of Chad after a huge night on stage, everyone's exhausted and him just playing music all night,
right?
And the like jamming, just go like real.
Yeah, man, those guys.
Like,
I mean, those songs are great too. It's like they get a lot of hate.
They do
a lot.
You know what amazes me? I'm always amazed at the energy people put into like actually hating an artist, like but I think it's like I just feel very attached to artists, and I don't think as much in terms of like, oh, that's good, bad, because at that level it's just different because everything's really so well done. I mean, like at a professional level. So I'm always surprised at how people have so much hate for an artist. Like they're just making music. Like what? But I guess in a way you're putting yourself out there as an artist, so people will have an opinion, and people need to have their opinion on it. So.
Yeah. I think it's easier to hate something for some people than I mean, I think it's easier to love something, but I think people get some joy out of ripping on Nickelback, especially because they're Canadian. I think it's like, I don't know, there's something weird about when an artist that comes from your city or like your country, there's like a moment where it's cool, and then once they get really big, they're not cool anymore. It's like the same thing happened with Drake, I think, but now he's come back around. But there was a point where people were like,
he can't not. He's such an innovator, though.
Oh, he's amazing, right? And I think people have realized that.
Yeah.
But it happened.
Yeah.
Like Canada was kind of like at one point like, screw this guy, but can't.
My daughter, even at 5 years old, she's like, me don't want to hear a call me on cell phone. I'm like, really? I'm like, it's not that bad. She's like, but you know, so like everyone's got an opinion.
Yeah,
right? Like,
for sure. Absolutely. Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
I love all that stuff.
Yeah, Einstein said this, and I love it. It's one of my favorite little quotes right now. I said, there's only two kinds of people in the world. Those that believe that everything they see and sort of discover is a miracle, and those that don't. Right. That's kind of like,
totally.
How do you argue with that?
That's great.
That's beautiful. It just like, it sort of frees you up to just get back into life, doesn't it?
100%, yeah.
And, you know.
Yeah, it's funny. People put a lot of energy into hating things.
Yeah.
When it would be a lot easier just to be like,
yeah.
Not my cup of tea.
But it's like, it's people define themselves. Like, I think what it is, you know, part of who you are, you become so protective of the artists and the music that you find, because they're singing about something that just resonates with you. Like, you feel like they're like, when I discovered Neil Young at like 16 or 15, he was like articulating thoughts that I hadn't been able to articulate. Right. And it was really powerful. It was like, it really helped me, actually. I felt, I don't know, there was this thing that happened to me. It was really like life-changing. Right. So, you know, then it sort of defined how I looked and what I thought was cool, and it really had such a big impact on me, because I felt so thankful. I just felt like, oh, this is what I think and feel, you know, like this is kind of cool. Yeah. And if something wasn't like that, I felt that, well, that's not like me, maybe, and I don't like that, maybe. Right. It was like simple. It was like I don't know. It's kind of a Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
you're so emotional at a young age, right? And
yeah, for sure. I think I'm just keep thinking about Nickelback. How I feel about them. It's just like, I feel like, with that type of thing, it's like there's certain artists that you definitely resonate with a lot. Then there's other artists that you don't, but other people do. So let them have them, and let you have your person.
Yeah. That's cool. Does that play, actually, while we're on this topic, and knowing that, does that make it hard to write a song? Does that make it hard to be creative, as like, because you're someone that's had a lot of success in your music, and you're playing on stages to like great big audiences, and you know, that's amazing. Yeah. But then does that attention that you're getting make it harder to be vulnerable?
I don't know. I think it can. I mean, if we're talking about performing live, I find it funny that when I'm performing, like, I get so much more nervous if there's 15 people in front of me that I can see than 20,000 people that I don't really know. Like 15 Friends is so much scarier because it's like there's judgment there, and you know that it's there because you know them and you can see everybody's faces.
Yeah.
So I feel like I don't know. I don't really feel like there's judgment on me from like a large amount of people because I don't really know what they're thinking, but I really care about what the people close to me think. Yeah. So, you know, like if I make something and I show my friend, or if I show a collaborator like Scott or some of my roommates, like, and they don't like it, I'm like, oh, everything's wrong. Like, I like that hurts more than like, I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. I guess you can feel that a bit, but
yeah.
Yeah.
I've been thinking a lot about this, and just wondering, you know, I'm just curious about what you think about it. I mean, it's tricky to sort of find your way when you're trying to make something new or try to reinvent yourself as an artist. And, you know, there has to be failures to make progress.
Yes.
Right? So as you get, like, because I've got this theory, right, with like up-and-coming artists. Sometimes I wonder about, say you're an artist, like, let's use Lord as an example, right? Because that debut album was mind-blowing to me. When that came out, I was just like, that is incredible. And that happened for her at a pretty young age.
Yeah, very young.
And it was so unique and so fantastic. I was really anticipating like a follow-up album.
Right.
That was amazing. And then it was kind of, it didn't work. And I sort of feel like, well, it's probably really hard for a younger person if they haven't developed their, like, a huge, vast sort of junkyard of songs and just like have like a really serious sort of war chest of like ideas and songs, and just, I don't know, just like your little mad scientist room full of old tunes to sort of draw on. Like, what do you do if you get a whole bunch of attention right off the bat? And how do you follow that up, and how do you really believe in your own songs?
Right. Yeah, it's weird. I heard Lord talk about that album, the second album she did, it's Melodrama, I think it's called, right? And she's talking about it, and she's aware of the fact that that single Greenlight wasn't as big as she thought it would be, but she also says that that's their favorite song that she's ever written over anything on her first record. She's like, that meant the most to me.
Cool. Well, then
so to me, I'm kind of like, I think that's cool. I think she did it right. Like, I think also there was a big amount of time between that first record and that second record, and like the world had changed. So maybe the world was ready for Lord at that time, and then wasn't as ready when she came back for stuff. Like, it's weird timing things happen.
It may have nothing to do with that.
Yeah, I think that's what she said, and if that's how she feels, then I think that's awesome, because I think that's all you can really ever do. Because you don't know.
You're never going to be able to please everybody.
No, and you don't know what the radio is going to pick up on, and what the trend is at that point, or what commercial you get for your song, or whatever.
But how much do you risk, like, as an artist? That's once you've got some notoriety and some attention, and people expect you to do, like, how much do you risk?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because it's a question, right?
Yeah, I think that's tough. I think that is the big question. I don't know, because I'm not as big as Billie Eilish or Lord or whatever. I don't know. And that's different too, because you're an artist at that point. Like, you're your personality.
Yeah.
Like, I just kind of back people up and play for people and collaborate. Like, that's a different game. So I don't know. I think that's where it would get really, really tough.
Yeah. There was this funny AC/DC story where someone was trying, like, sort of giving Angus Young a really hard time. He said, AC/DC, what have you done? All you guys have done is made like 11 albums that sound the same.
Yeah.
And Angus Young said, no, it's not true.
Yeah.
We've made 12.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, once you get it, stick with it.
Hey, like, so what?
For sure, and if you're enjoying it.
That's our stuff. That's their sound.
And that's what they want. You put the solo in the same part of the song every single time.
Beauty.
And they like it, just do it.
You get better at it, right?
Yeah, 100%.
You just repeat.
Yeah, and if it's not broke, then they'll fix it. Like, I think that's cool. I think what it comes down to, if Angus Young was feeling like every day he woke up and he was just like,
surely
creating the same thing over and over again and he hated it, then they probably wouldn't be making records. But they've made 12, so they're obviously having a good time.
Yeah, I don't even know if that was like the right number, but that was the gist.
I
of
think
the
they
story.
made more. Yeah,
they probably made more than that.
So they made so many records.
But at that point,
but they're so good at it, and it's awesome, and people like it. So whatever, like, I think it's all about. I mean, for me, what I've learned is it's just like and try to enjoy it, and if you enjoy it, it's going to be better. Mm-hmm. In some way. I
know, and there's always, it's impossible to be completely invincible. Like there's artists that are really good at lots of things, right? But it's impossible to be the best at everything in music. It's just you sort of have to pick something that is you and get really good at that thing and add to it, and you know.
Totally, and it's good to know what those things are. I think
to know yourself a bit.
Really important, especially when writing or creating with anybody, like. To know what you're bringing into the room, because once you know that, then you know when to give other people space to do their thing. Yeah, you don't want to be like the guy that thinks he can do everything and then just does a decent job at all. Yeah, you want to be the guy that's like, I know that I'm good at the melodies, or I know that I've got a vast knowledge of chords or whatever.
What's the thing that you're the best at that you think? What's your thing?
Well, I started on the guitar, so musically I think I've got a good idea of where to take things melodically and chord-wise, and I've always got little like ideas that floating around, or I can come up with something quickly. Yeah. So whenever there's a need for that, I'm there. But yeah, I think I love melodies. Like I love picking the perfect notes to sing the word that is being said. And so yeah, usually I think that's what I'll come in with, knowing that I'm good at the melody part and the chords and the way that works, and kind of helping put things together in that way. Yeah. And then when somebody's got a great lyric, like that's awesome. Like tell me, and like let's make it, and then you know we can tweak it together and whatever. But yeah, I think I'd say that is what my main strength is. Yeah. And it doesn't mean that you can't work on all the things and try to get better at everything, but it is important to know what your thing is, I think.
Well, and it sounds like a part of that for you is just your ability to work with other people and just hear them and
totally
and you know, impact that.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I learned about being on the road was really like, you know, it's like you're going on the road for 2 months, you're playing 50 shows or whatever. It sounds like a lot of music, but it's not. It's a lot of downtime. Like you're playing a show, let's say you're opening 30 minutes a day. If you got a full show, it's 90 minutes. Like it's not like in a 24-hour day, that's not a lot of time, but you're with the same people for the whole 24 hours.
Wow, yeah.
And close to them, like in a tour bus, like you're bunking literally feet away from them.
It's like boarding school.
Yeah. It's intense, and it's like, you know, it's a lot of time to be with the same people, so it's almost more important. I mean, you got to do a good job, but it's almost more important to just hang out,
to be a good hang,
and just have a good time, and like enjoy the time that you're having with the people around you, and like make the most of everything that's going on. So, and I think that's something I took from touring and brought into like writing and creating and everything, because there's so much time that you're not actually playing during the day. I mean, you can practice on your own, but when you're with people, you're usually just hanging out and shooting the shit and making some jokes about something or talking about what's going on in the world. So yeah, I think that's a big part of it.
What do you miss about touring the most?
Oh,
now that you're not doing it.
I miss how fast time goes by.
Yeah.
Time is so slow right now, which is weird. Like being on tour is so fast, and there's so many people that you meet and so many things that you see in such a short amount of time. I kind of miss being like super tired and having to get to somewhere new and just so many things happening. It's just like system overload almost now just to even think about it. So I miss that for sure. Yeah. Because it's just fun to have so much going on.
Yeah, just the high energy. And
I haven't had that in a while. Yeah. Got my hair cut today, and it was a big deal.
Yeah.
It was exciting. It was a big event.
You're getting a bird's eye view of what your 40s are going to be like.
Yeah, there you go, true. Actually, that's funny. I was talking to my friend about that. He's like, honestly, man, like, through the pandemic, like, I never thought I could, like, slow down like this. And now I know, like, I can retire at some point. Like, I'll be okay. Yeah. Like, I won't lose my mind. Like, I'll actually be able to just, like, hang out. Because I can do it now for a year. I should be able to do it. in my 60s.
You'll be able to do it, or
Which is-
maybe it'll be later. But
Maybe
yeah.
I don't really.
Especially there's a bunch of people that are going to retire in 5 years and now are stuck in a pandemic. They're like, I don't know if I can go back to work. Like,
right,
there's gotta be that.
or they're realizing that they don't actually want to retire because they're at home all day.
That's probably more.
And
of
they're
that.
like, oh shit, maybe I should do another 10.
Yeah.
Another 10 years of it.
Yeah.
Or something, you know?
I was watching a funny Tom Waits and David Letterman bit,
wow.
and it was so funny because David was retiring, and Tom Waits had this little comedic bit on, oh Dave, the only job you can't retire from is if you work at a tire shop. When you try to go in to let them know you're leaving, you say, I gotta retire. And they say, okay, well, there's a few more over there. Get to work. And it just sounds like you're signing up for more time.
That is Tom Waits to just do like a comedy bit. Eh?
Oh, yeah.
What a weirdo.
They're so
I
good,
love
actually.
it.
For any of you that haven't seen them, go and watch all of the Tom Waits on Letterman. They're so good. They're so funny.
That's awesome.
They're really good together.
That's
And,
great. Yeah, Tom Waits is a character, man.
Yeah.
That's great.
Such a creator.
You got me into Tom Waits. You showed me Tom Waits. You showed me like so many people, man. Like Jerry Garcia, Tom Waits.
That's probably it. And Joni Mitchell.
No.
I love it all. Yeah.
Like Stevie Ray Vaughan, you got me into.
Yeah.
Bon Iver.
Yeah.
You showed me Bon
Still
Iver.
love Bon Iver.
I can't stop. Bon Iver is like my favorite thing.
Me too.
Especially throughout high
so
school
good.
when I was all moody and. Yeah, it's the best, man. All that stuff.
Yeah, I love that music.
I remember the first time we listened to Perth.
Yeah.
You showed me Perth.
Yeah, with the double kick and just how, like, why is that there? That's amazing.
I know,
right?
it's so weird that it's there, but it's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, the instant I heard that band.
Right here in this very
liked
room.
it. I know.
Discovered Bon Iver.
Yeah.
And all these things. Crazy.
Yeah, and great music you just get to keep on rediscovering and listening to, and it's like, it ages well, really great songs and great albums.
Yeah.
Hey, on that topic of being a young person, so you've got a lot, like how old are you now, Callum?
I just turned 23.
You just turned 23, so you're ancient. Really,
yeah.
like you're over
It's
the
all
hill.
downhill from
Yeah,
here.
it's all downhill
My
from
back
23.
hurts. And
But but you started guitar at 8, and there's going to be like I don't know that there will be any 8-year-olds or 9-year-olds like watching this, but maybe there will be. But if you had some advice to a younger person that's working on their music, or maybe there's someone out there that's listening to this interview or podcast, however we put it out, and they hear you talking and they know you, like you've got fans, and like what would be something that you would say to them? What would you say to you if you could look back in time and go and meet your younger self and give yourself some advice, or give yourself something to work on or think about as a young musician that's working on things? What would you say to them?
Well, that's a hard question. There's a lot of things. I'm trying to think of the most important thing.
You can say a few things to them. You can say 3.
Three. No more.
You can say as much as you want.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I would say expose yourself to as many different types of music and genres and styles as possible. Like, I think when I started, not when I was 8.
I like that.
But
yeah.
maybe when I was like grade 9, grade 10, like high school, I was super like, it's only blues music and it's only indie music. I was like, that's it. And I felt that way for a long time. And I missed out on a lot of great music because I was just decided that it was either electric guitar or it was like indie stuff. Like I just like didn't ever think pop music was cool. I thought that it was just all bad. And I lost out on, like, I'm now going back and listening to like all these songs that came out while I was in high school that I just didn't give the time of day. And I wish I did, because if I did, then I would have got a head start on like a lot of stuff that I'm into now.
Yeah.
And I think the only reason I didn't listen to it was because I thought I was cooler than it. And I just thought it wasn't cool. And I was wrong.
Well, you found stuff that you liked, and that was cool to you. And
it was cool.
And that was your tribe. It's tribal, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
it's kind of tribal music, like, because
For sure.
you hear sound that resonates with you, and you're like, that's...
Yeah, for sure. And I also felt like my friends, the people that I associated myself with, also didn't like pop music. And
Yeah.
they liked the stuff I liked, so I was just like, yeah, I'm not into that. And like, yeah, I guess that's where it came from, which is totally fair, but I think it would have been good for me to have just not thought of it that way and thought of it more like, it's all music and it's all has something to it, even if it's not my favorite thing. There's stuff that I could have learned from it.
Yeah.
Which I think I've gotten better at doing now. So
That's good.
yeah, I think that's something that would have been good.
So you younger musicians, keep an open mind.
Keep an open mind.
And get into some cool music. I feel the same way. I think you're right. You know, I really agree with what you're saying. I mean, I grew up when Nirvana was happening. I was like, I'm not that into it. Like, how do you not, like, that was amazing.
Right. It's crazy to me.
Like, how could I not let them into my life? But I was going through this thing where I got into this really sort of dark and like angry music for a while. A friend that I really respected was like, Dave, I don't know how to tell you this, but you need to lighten up a little bit. And then he gave me a Grateful Dead cassette, and I didn't like it for a while. But then I got so sick of all my own music, and it was just tapes. So you only had so much of it back then. You didn't have like this never-ending heap of like endless suggestions by Spotify at one point in time in history. So I went back to this cassette, and something in it just hit me. And I got into it, and it was very different than what Nirvana was doing.
Right, and I think there's something really important in that too. Like, it's good to like have your thing, and then, which is what happened to me. And I think like there's still like that's still you. I don't think I would appreciate the stuff that I didn't like as much before now, if I just was open to it all. So I mean, it goes both ways. I don't know. It'll happen at some point, I think, to everybody where they're like, oh yeah, like that thing I hated before actually is pretty cool.
It's great to have an open mind, though, right? It's great to have an open mind and listen to a lot of music and just be hungry for it. Just like take it in and understand it. Oh, how are they doing that?
Yeah, because music's just like an exciting thing. All types of music. Like, I mean, I went to high school at this like music high school, and I sang classical vocal there because it was the only thing that they didn't have a guitar program. Yeah. I'd never sang classical vocal before, but I like bullshitted my way through so I could be a part of like some sort of musical thing because I knew that's what I wanted to do. And I never would have thought that I would have really enjoyed it if I would have asked my like self before high school, but I just did it and I loved it because it was still music. Even though it was choral music and weird kind of stuff that I didn't really listen to, I found a lot of beauty in it still because it's all just
people just
making things and
expressing themselves.
Yeah, and it's great.
It's great.
So yeah, I think that's important for sure.
So on the flip side of that, so looking forward, when hopefully you live to the ripe old age of 103, and nice. Maybe when you hit 80, and you might slow down a little bit, and you look back on your life, what do you think is going to be really important that you achieve musically throughout your life?
I think it's really cool to see artists that have just like a body of work that people have enjoyed. I think it's cool to have that, like to look back and know that you created things that brought people some joy, whether it's a lot of people or 100 people or 100,000 people, whatever. I think it'd be nice to have a physical thing that I created or helped create or was a part of in some way, and to look at it and be like, yeah, that was good. Documented. Yeah, an album, a live show that was great, or whatever it is. I don't know what it'll be, but to be able to hold it and be like, yeah, I'm proud of this and people liked it. Yeah. That's what I'd like to have. Yeah, you'd like a nice body of work. Some sort of body of work, whether that's my own stuff or something that I created with somebody else. Or what do you think is going to be important to you at that point in your life when you're looking back? And what do you think you'll value? I think I'll probably value the people that I met while I was doing it and the relationships I created. So hopefully I can keep them around because I've met some awesome people that I really like and connect with, and I've met them all through music. Like, I don't have many friends that aren't part of music or something creative, and like all of them kind of do music, so or something creative. So I would hopefully they're all still alive and we can kick it together when I'm 80 or 103 or however old I am. Yeah. That's great. I think that's a really important thing. Yeah. Right? It's just, and hopefully I have a ton of guitars. Yeah. And nice gear that I've still got. And I can turn my amp up to 11 and rip it.
Yeah, you will, man. You will.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, it's so good to have you back here and just be hanging out with you.
I know, it's cool.
I'm enjoying this.
It's
so much.
really, really cool. It's kind of surreal to be here. I can't believe I thought it was only a year ago. Of course, it was more time than a year.
Yeah, it's been a long time. It was really fun to watch you grow up, and it's really a joy to have you back here and to just hear how much you've grown and hear about what you think and feel and what you're doing, and I think it's great.
It's cool. I mean, you're a massive, massive reason why I did anything, because you were able to bring like the joy of music in. It's true, man. Like, I think a lot of teachers and a lot of the way that people learn music is a lot different from the way that you do it, because you're just stoked, and that got me stoked, and you kind of lit that fire in me that was like, I'm just gonna have to do this, and I don't think I would have got that from another teacher. So yeah, man. Oh,
it was my pleasure and honor to work with you as a young person and be there for you. I'm really glad that you feel that way. That's great. There's Jordan Brown was in here, and she has, so there was a songwriting camp that we did here, and it was like a one-off thing, and it shouldn't have been. It should be something that should be like a staple here, but it was insanely cool. And all these great kids were here for a week, and it was like a unique thing we did. And you and Ethan wrote "Let Me Out." Was it "Let Me Out" or what was it? Was it?
I think it was that. I think it was that.
It was so cool. Jordan has that recording. No, it's so good. And because there was a performance, but it was like they were so young, and it was so pure. You and Ethan performed it together,
right?
And Jack, I think Jack performed it with you, or I'm not sure, but everyone sort of had their thing that they did.
Yeah.
And like the kids wrote a song, we'd sort of like listen, like probably not that, like it wasn't groundbreaking or anything, but what was really groundbreaking was that we were doing it together, and people were trying things out, and we'd listen to like a tune, and I'd sort of deconstruct it and say, hey, why is this, I think this is a great song, what do you guys hear in it, and then we'd talk about the tune, and then they'd just go and write. And that was fun.
So fun, man.
That was a fun week.
Times. I remember even earlier than that, just like the band camp stuff was like,
on Courcelette.
It was the best thing ever. It was like all I looked forward to. It was in the summer, like after school was done, and I looked forward to it all year. It was like all I cared about. Well, how long was it?
Buddy, like you were saying, like I influenced you. Well, you influenced me. Like that. They were so cool. These little kids were so amazing and so into their music. And it really was like the beginning of what I owe you a lot of things, because like I was finding my own way. I was probably a little older than you are now. Right. I was 29. It's like 6 years.
Wow.
Like that's not a lot of time.
Right.
So, if not 28 actually.
Crazy.
And it was just so much fun for me. To like record you guys, and we sort of
it was
got to make this music, and I pretended I was like George Martin, and you guys were like a band, and
you were though. It was so just like free. We could just do whatever we wanted.
Yeah.
And we were like hanging out. I think that's a lot where a lot of what I do now comes from too, because it was just fun.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like whatever. It was just we were just making a song, and it wasn't ever stressful. Like it's just a good time, and that's where me, Jack, Logan, and Ethan, those guys that we were recording with and we were in a band. We just became great buds.
Yeah.
Through that, like we were friends already, but like not really. Like we became like inseparable.
It was amazing.
We were like inseparable. It was insane.
So many good times on stage too, like concerts, like big concerts that we prepare for.
Yeah, it's like being on a team. It's like it's scary. You're all scared. You have to play for that's like the biggest training. Maybe that's why I'm scared about playing in front of my friends, but because that was what it was. It was like a room full of people that you knew, and you had to play, and then you'd see them after and talk to them. It was terrifying, man.
Yeah.
So fun though. Yeah.
Yeah. You always did. You just shone on stage, man. You always did so well, and remember when we started playing with pedals, and you started to discover delay pedals, and like we'd sort of have these wicked solo sections set up, and you'd go for it, and it was like a lot going on in it, and it worked so well that it was just a treat to watch you guys perform, and it was so optimistic. I bumped into Ethan's mom a couple years ago, and she's like, Dave, those concerts, man, it was just so optimistic, and there was just so much hope and just it was so
Yeah.
much joy.
Yeah, it was.
And I felt so happy to hear that because I just felt so good about it too, right? Like it's so cool to put something together.
Yeah, man, that was all you. We all felt that energy, like what Ethan's mom was saying. Like, absolutely, we were just all there and feeling that, and just being in it.
Yeah,
it was great, man.
Yeah.
I think I bring that energy to what I do now for sure.
That's nice, man. That's nice.
Because of that, though, like I wouldn't have known what that felt like, but I try to bring that like energy to what I do now, and it's hard to sometimes when you're like 4 months into a tour and whatever, and and you're dirty, and whatever. But it's like that's what it all comes back to for sure.
For me, it all goes back to the Grateful Dead, and you know, and I mean, there's so many things you can't like pin one thing on it, but when I discovered that music and it was jammy and it was real, and they were like not into being famous, or they didn't want to make anything that like they were trying to sort of, I don't know what they weren't really trying to do anything. They were just people that liked to make music together a lot and you know, sort of viewed life as a big improvisation, and they played a lot, and I kind of wanted to be a band member, and I kind of felt like I was, because I got into listening to their live music.
Right.
And so this whole thing, this whole weird, like, Beyond the Beat, like, crazy monster of a little weird music school was, like, just me trying to be a deadhead. Like, trying to join the Dead.
Yeah.
I just wanted to, like, play. I just wanted to hang out and make music, and I wanted that to be my reality.
Right.
And you guys were, like, happy to, like, join the band.
Yeah,
you know?
100%. Like, we're more than happy, man.
So then that's why I put on a lot of concerts.
Yeah.
I was like, well, that worked for them. Maybe it'll work for all of us. And I think it was kind of cool. And it's such a big part of our program still.
Yeah, it's the best. Or it's like what everybody, or at least when I was doing it, like, it's just what we thought about the whole time.
Yeah.
It's like the show. You gotta be ready for the show.
It's great. It keeps you going.
It does, 100%.
Yeah.
And you're doing it with your friends, and you're like all kind of relying on each other to get your shit together and do it.
Yeah, it's because you're gonna have to get on stage and do it.
Yeah, and everybody, all your friends are gonna be there, and they're gonna judge you.
Yeah.
So not judge you, but that's like.
Well, you wanted it to be good.
Yeah,
right?
you wanted them to think you were cool.
Well, and you guys were sort of like the band that everyone's like, what are they gonna do? Like, you guys sort of had some big shoes to fill for those shows because you know, were pretty good.
Right.
There was something special about your band. I think.
Yeah.
But your parents were also super supportive, right? Like, they'd all come in on Saturday night. We'd have our rehearsal. There was always a rehearsal Saturday night before the show, always, because the show was always Sunday.
Yeah.
And it was like a religion.
It was. We did it always.
Like, so all the parents from the band would come in, and they would hear what we were going to do, and they'd leave, and it would all be very exciting. So it was great.
Yeah, that's the best, man.
Yeah,
crazy times.
I'll forever, when I think of, you know, my career working with younger people, that's going to be that's pretty much thinking about working with Slack is the band's name.
That's the one.
That's kind of the heart of it all, because it was just
so nice,
it was so cool, and you know, it was great.
Yeah, it was a good time, and it's all there still. All that energy.
Remember your first show at the
not Hughes Room. It was at the Marquee.
The Marquee. That's a Good Life. That's a Good Life on Gerard now.
Is it?
That's what the Good Life on Gerard. That's where the Marquee was.
Okay, yeah. I was so young. How old would I have been?
I was young. We were all.
Yeah. I played Let It Be.
You played Let It Be.
I remember.
Oh man, yeah.
That was the first rush.
Yeah.
Then I couldn't stop.
That was a scary show for me. I got up and played with every kid, and we all had a different little thing that we had worked out. Yeah. Sometimes I was on drum, sometimes I was backing up on guitar, and it was so fun.
So fun, man.
Ethan crushed it on that show. He played. What did he play?
He did.
I've got soul, but
he did, yeah.
Not a soldier. Like,
so good.
He killed it.
Yeah, absolutely killed it.
I wonder if they still, Connie, Ross, do you guys still have that recording out there?
I'm sure they do.
His voice.
Yeah,
and it was
so
just like,
good.
it was like this like beautiful little yearning, you know, it was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's what it's all about, man. Doesn't matter. Some things go off well. Don't overthink things, everybody. Just make your music, put it out there. Try, of course, right? I think something really cool about it is you try to like play for an audience, and you want it to be good, and you want to make something that connects with people. That's so important. But then, like, some songs, you're gonna write them and they won't be great, and some will be great. That's how it is. And I feel like it's like, don't overthink it. Just do it. Like,
yeah, if you're enjoying it, then that's the thing. And I think that's kind of cliche, but it's true. It's just like, just do it.
Yeah.
And if you're having a good time, and if you're not, then change it up.
Yeah.
If you can.
Yeah, and if you feel like you want to get better technically, then do that.
Totally.
You kind of become who you are.
Try to find some people that feel the same way as you.
Find your tribe.
Find that. Yeah, find those peeps, and then things will really start happening, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
What should we... So I want to share you with everyone that's listening to this and watching this. So what should people go out and listen to? And what recordings are you on, or performances that you're proud of that are out there? Ooh. What should they go and do to check out Callum Maudsley?
Well, recently, what is there? I co-wrote a song with Scott. Scott Hellman, he's an artist I play with. It just came out on Spotify. It's called Coming Home.
Yeah. So
you can check that out. I mean, I'm on social media a lot.
So you co-wrote that one with him?
Yeah, just me and him wrote it together. And so there's that.
That's nice.
You could check out the Wreck Law's latest album. They're a country band. I produced all their vocals for it, for the whole record almost.
Wow.
During COVID, we did it in our house, which was super fun. But yeah, I'm on social media. You can follow me. Just my name, Callum Maudsley, and I'm always posting stuff and
where do you hang out? Instagram or
Instagram?
Where are you?
Instagram, Twitter, a bit. Twitter. I'm trying to get used to Twitter.
Yeah.
But Instagram, I've got a website, and I'm always posting stuff that I'm doing. It's usually live stuff, but just trying to do more of everything. So yeah, I'm around on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Check it out.
Yeah, you got to do it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I love it. So.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
Well, Callum, it's been, it's so hard in life, right? Like I don't even know how many times I've thought about just, I got to get together with Callum.
Dude, me too. I thought the exact same thing about you. Yeah, it's good.
It's beautiful to have you back here.
For real.
So.
Yeah.
Right, everybody? Callum Maudsley, Scott Hellman, the Wreck Laws.
Yeah. Johnny Orlando.
So many accolades.
Yeah.
So much to be proud of with young Callum here. So, wicked, man.
Thanks, dude. All because of you. It is. It comes back to you every time. It's true.
It's a collaboration. Yeah. It's everything. But, man, I love it. Yeah, it's a joy. Okay. Peace. Everybody... Hello. There. Sorry, I'm back. I was just yakking away there without any audio. Sorry, I had my mic killed so that I could, not interrupt the video that was playing. So that was amazing to sit down with Callum. I really enjoyed that very much. He's obviously a lovely person and a talented musician and a dear friend. And it was great to catch up with him. And, that's really one of the cool things about the channel. So this YouTube channel is really hopefully a wonderful keepsake at the end of it all, right? Like it's something that I kind of wish I started a long time ago with the school, just because there's been so many great moments, and it would have been nice to have them all documented and sort of consolidated in one place. But better late than never, and I think it's going to be a cool thing. So subscribe to the channel, like the videos, and post, just like comment and let us know maybe some like what's working for you, what isn't, what you'd like to hear about or see. And you're also welcome to just get involved with it. It's a small community, and we'd love you to do that. So for the radio show, I want to jump into some more of Tamara Williamson's music. It was an absolute delight to sit down with her before Christmas and just chat about music and discover her music and her mind and her art, and just what an amazing person she is. So I wanted to share more of her music with you today. So I'm going to jump into a tune here. This is called Sakura. I'm going to just see here. Yeah, we got it. So you can hear me still. So this is a tune called Sakura. It's a Tamara Williamson tune, and I hope you guys dig it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Drive so fast. This green leaves still on trees. Have we skipped a season from the dusty summer breeze? I stare you out till your black eyes disappear in fur lining. If I didn't have the chance to be so childish, look away, look away, look away, look away, look away. Doesn't take a lot. There's a light on indoors as the evening draws inwards. There's a book by the bed and a dent in the covers. I stare you out, I stare you, 'cause there really isn't much we haven't done, and talking isn't always so much fun. Look away, look away, look away, look away, and I want to tell you these things we've grown used to. They fade in the past.
Guys, that was Tamara Williamson, First Snow. What a beautiful song. I'm really happy to share that with you. I'm going to dive into another one of her great tunes here. I'd like you to have a listen to this. This is called Everest, and it's off the same album that First Snow was on. It's called Unconscious Pilot is the album, and here's a tune called Everest.
Every line has a start. Every start has an ending. Every end of my road and every hill needs descending. Every climb has a winner. Every wind punctured face. Every face of this mountain takes him further away. You played it all away. Every frost flake is biting. Every lung bag is filled. And every eyelid is tightening as one more climber lies still. And every breath feels so desperate. Every desert of snow and all those rules become irrelevant. And every cloud looks so innocent. And every time he asked why, through every wide angle snapshot, and every story needs telling, and every death leaves a blank spot, and every triumphant smile, every Everest climber is neatly stripped from their faces when this adventure lost power, lost power, lost power, lost power, lost power, lost power, lost power.
But never seen anything like this. I mean, the pictures. 5 people were killed in Switzerland yesterday. 5 English people, silly idiots at ski off-piste, you know?
Yeah.
Everybody, there's people, there's broadcasts, there's tannoys, there's signs up everywhere, and they still go and ski off-piste. So if they kill themselves, it's nobody else's fault but their own.
Guys, that was Tamara Williamson and a song called Everest off of her album Unconscious Pilot. It's amazing. Check out her stuff. She was in here last year, and I would love to, share with you a couple of more interviews that I have with her from that day. She's deeply interesting and an amazing artist, and I want to share her with you. I'm going to move over to another artist that I love very much, a Canadian gem named Erica Weary. We're working on her, I don't even know what album this is. She's done quite a few great albums. Her and I recorded an album about 15 years ago named Time on Our Hands. And that was a great moment in my life. It was really nice to be part of that. And now we've rekindled that music flame, and we're working on another album, and it's going to be amazing. Her songs are better. We're both more experienced, and it's really exciting. So I'm going to play some of her songs for you right now. This is a song called Parts Combine. Here you go, Erica Weary and the Alphabet.
You answer all my questions. It might as well be Greek. Doesn't what I say appeal? You have my attention still. Wake me if I'm sleeping. Is it a dream or is it real? Tale on wands, make your story mine. set light like in a tunnel to save you. Wind in your sails, a great deal. Wake me if I'm sleeping. Come and tell me how you feel. Tale I want, make your story mine.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Parts Combine, the title track of the album Parts Combine by Erica Weary and the Alphabet. And yeah, we're going to move to another Erica tune. This is called A Vowel. All right.
Saving the best part, waiting for you, for something exquisite now, not big and shiny, just small, normal and real. This is my avowal. Won't say maybe next time. Corners I've cut a few, saving the best part, waiting for you. The night is alive with love, moon and the stars above. Count on me, baby. Start a new day with me. Here we go. I won't say maybe next time. Corners I've cut a few, saving the best part, waiting for you.
Hey friends, that was also Erica Weary, and that was a song called "A Vowel," and it was another tune off of Parts Combined. So check out her music and stay tuned for the new album that we're making here. It's gonna be a beauty. I gotta say, she is such a talent, and her songwriting has just really come into its own. I'm so proud to be working with her, and I'm just so overwhelmingly into the music. The words are so great, and we're going to make something real beautiful. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to go to another student here of Beyond the Beat who has grown up and gone on to become a great pillar in the music industry and community here in Toronto and in Canada. His name's Aaron Como, and this is a song called Building a House. Dig it. It's an instrumental piece. This is featuring Aaron on guitar. All right, hope you guys like it. friends, that was Aaron Como, and that was a song called "Building a House" off of his album on. It's actually, you can get it on Bandcamp, and it's a great place to get the album. It's called Pre-Construction. So pick it up. It's a beauty, and it's worth listening to. I'm going to take you back to an artist that I keep on revisiting here at the studio, and I just think that it's a beautiful album that he put out, and I love this song, Silhouette Alibi. So this is an album called Me 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 by Corwin Fox, and this is a tune called Silhouette Alibi. So dig it. Here it is.
Every father bears a light that will streak through the sky. Even absence holds a place. Silhouette alibi. When they took me in the room, party died instantly. I didn't know them, but they came on. Four of them, one of me. Do you remember I was a boy when you explained how debts are paid? Then you proudly gave to me leather sheath, metal blade. I had it with me when they attacked. I lashed out before I fled. They stood frozen. He collapsed, held his gut while he bled. Can you forgive me what I've done? Shelter me from the night. Be my savior. Share the weight. Burn the sheath. Hide the knife. Every father bears a light that will streak through the sky. Even absence holds a place. Silhouette alibi. Even absence holds a place.
Hey guys, that's Me Me Me, the album, and Silhouette Alibi, the tune. All right, let's jump into a tune called After. Actually, let's start with the opening track, Lightning Bolt. This is from the same album.
fire high. I fell to sleeping, I burned that wood, I let the fire die. It is what it looks like, on with the show. Afterlife, I don't know. Afterlife, I don't know. I built a promise, I made it good, I cut it down to size, but I fell to dreaming, I burned that wood, I let the fire rise. It is what it looks like, on with the show. Afterlife, I don't know. Afterlife, I don't know.
That was Afterlife by Corwin Fox, and that's his album Me, Me, Me from 2017. And I'm going to jump into something totally different and amazing as well. This is Jasmine Kiara, and this is a tune called Like That. All right, dig it.
But you won't let me stand up to you. And now we don't talk, so all that I got are these songs. That's how I speak to you. Why'd you never come to see me? Why'd you never seem to need me? Why'd you make me believe it, still believe that you like it like that, Do you like it like that? Just let me know you're still around. Like that, Do you like it like that? Tell me something. Do you want what I'm giving? I need your affirmation. I want your validation. Call you by your nickname. Know you like how I say it. I know you want for taking. So just come and take it. Like that. Do you like it like that? Do you like it like that?
This next tune is called Tell Me by Jasmine.
I need you to need me. I need you to feel me. So let me know if this what you wanting, if this what you needing. Or let me go. 'Cause now you're 3 blunts deep. That's when you let everything out on me. And I don't deserve it. No, I don't deserve it. You're a danger to my health. That's a lesson that I know well, but I never learn it. No, I never learn it. Why did you stay for so long when you know that I don't have much left to give to the world? It isn't a secret. You keep me heavy breathing from the
Hi, Elisa's studio. Her slave speaking. Who's this?
It's Elisa.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I was wondering if I could sleep over at Naya's house.
And at the end of the night, all I got is one name in my mind. Put me out of my misery. Tell me, tell me, tell me. Why did you stay for so long?
This next tune is called Turn You Good by Jasmine Kiara.
We used to talk all the time, now it's just silence on the line. We used to sneak out at night, I put on my sneakers while you wait outside. While you wait outside, and the shadows will hide. The dark feels like daytime, the dark feels like daytime. Thinking about the days when you were mine, thinking about all that I heard through the grapevine. I know signals mixed up and we down on our luck, but you know me. 3 years later and you're still in my dreams. Would never believe it if somebody told me that sometimes things change and never be the same. So please let me love you till it turns you good. Let me love you till it turns you good. See, every love story is a tragedy if you wait long enough. Moon in retrograde, fucking up all my emotions. Want you to fall like the seasons, want you to drunk text your secrets. Yeah, tell me you need me, need you to tell me I'm special, that there's no one else for you. Who's gonna pick up the pieces? Let me love you till it turns you good. Let me love you till it turns you good. Don't you know I talk to God about you? Now you're acting like I never come through. Never pretended from the day I met you, but we see what we wanna see, and we be who we wanna be. Let me love you till it turns you good. Let me love you till it turns you good.
This is a tune called Heaven Sent by Jasmine Kiara. Dig it, everybody.
Safe to say you were heaven sent. What type of time you'll need to clear your head? Yeah, the lines blurry like they were drawn in the sand. But you don't fool me, we both know you're on demand. But you're not anybody, you're not just anybody. See, you meet me where I am, I don't take that for granted. And I'm not anybody, I'm not just anybody, 'cause I'm seeing through it all, know you like that about me. Apologies unaffected, mistakes gone uncorrected. Now you're going around second guessing. I'm just asking for your forgiveness. peace, but I'm thinking it's time to close it. Why you only call me when you're turned up in the middle of the night? I just can't see it. Why you always wanna do this to yourself? I didn't mean it when I said I didn't care. No, that's not true. Don't you know better than to listen to me when I'm mad at you? When I'm acting cruel, and when I fight with you. Safe to say you were heaven sent, angel on earth sent down to protect. I failed my job, and for that I can't forgive myself. Is my consequence. See, you're not anybody, you're not just anybody. Yeah, you made me who I am, I don't take that for granted. And I'm not just anybody, no, I'm not just anybody. I see you for who you are, know that means something to you. You need me, no warning. I show up, I owe it. You miss me, I know it. Told you from the jump about who I am and who I was. I never planned to feel this way, I never planned to fall in love, oh no. Oh no. Show me what you could do, you showed me things I never knew. Yeah, you showed me who you are, couldn't ignore it, cause it's real, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Tamara Williamson and a tune called Swim. All right, I hope you guys dig it. We were playing Tamara earlier, and yeah, she's amazing. So I hope you guys enjoy this.
The days seem shorter, and I feel so relaxed. There is no pressure to win. I rake the leaves and take my time and watch the sun drop. And in 1, 2, 3, 4, the light, 6, 7, 8, empty roads, 2, 3, 4, and the quiet, 6, 7, 8, skies, 2, 3, 4, and your voice, 6, 7, 8, in the night. In the forest and in the zoos, the birds are singing for you. The cars are clean, the runways clear. There's the truth. 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's hammered. 5, 6, 7, 8 in my eye. 2, 3, 4, and I just 6, 7, 8 needed love. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I love walking. You're lucky too. Just like an ocean, just like you're lucky too. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F,
friends, that was the amazing and inspiring Tamara Williamson and her song Swim. This next tune is an Erica Weary tune. It's from an album called Nothing Clearer Comes, and the tune is called 5 Days. This is her debut album from 2004. Erica Weary.
looking straight into your gaze, believing all your throws. I'm still left slightly amazed, slightly amazed. Ba 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 bum ba ba da da da. Oh, oh, oh. Ba 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 da 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 da.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Erica Weary. All right, so that brings the radio show to an end. I hope you guys dug that. We're just we're figuring it out over here, and it's nice to share tunes with you. And it was particularly nice to share that interview of Callum's that I had last week. It was really nice to reconnect with him. And I guess you look forward to Sean's stream that's going to start in a couple of minutes, maybe like a minute and a half. So stay tuned if you want your right hand to be the strongest right hand in the land. then you will have to tune into that stream, because Sean is going to help you with your 16th notes and playing funky grooves with your right hand on your guitar. So it's going to be pretty cool. And guys, look, this is a new thing. We're trying to branch this station out. We want to build a beautiful music channel that is wholesome and real, and we want to share the most amazing music that's coming up from our city, from our country, from our small towns all across the map. I know it sounds outlandish and grand, and maybe it's not yet, but, you know, lend a hand. Come on in and, you know, maybe host the show yourself, or give us some feedback. Like the stream, you know, and definitely subscribe to the channel. We need you, okay? So everybody, with that, peace out. Sean Clary is going to take it from here. We're going to have to restream, so we're just going to cut this stream short, and then he'll come on board, and you'll dig it. And then tune back in with me at 8, and I'll take you on a little recording journey with a trip to the moon, or a trip to the loon. Not the bird. It's a software called Luna. It's a sweet software, and I'm going to be just grooving some multi-track recording stuff with you. All right, take it easy, everybody.